Hello, welcome back. It's been a long time and I don't know if anybody's read the message I put on YouTube, but we've downsized to an apartment and it's been a bit of a mess, if I'm honest, and obviously I've not been able to do any modelling, so nothing really has changed. I'll go through what I've done and where we're up to, and I'll show you a video of my new workshop. Strangely, we moved from a large house to an apartment. We downsized, we're both getting old, and I've acquired a lot more space. Where I had the end of the lounge room, it was a very big lounge room, it was 30 odd feet long, but where I had the end of the lounge room, I've now got a little bedroom all to myself. So what I've done is I've shelved it out and put loads of cupboards in it, and I'll show you what it looks like in a minute or two, but it'll be great for my kits. Anyway, an update, that's where we're up to. The last video I did was, I think, was about this little truck, and absolutely nothing has happened with it yet. It's a Dinky Toys Leyland Octopus with a little four-wheeler trailer on the back. So motor and trailer, tractor and dog if you like, dog trailer behind it. That goes back on the shelf for a while because I haven't touched it, and I will do as soon as possible and do what I explained in the last video. So he can go up there. Then I had a video of an unboxing of this one. I don't know if I can get that in, maybe not. Anyway, it's a Mastiff, British Mastiff 2, and it's a six-wheeler armoured car basically. And what I've done, in between times when I've managed to get a bit of time, bit of space, I've assembled quite a lot of it. That came fully assembled, as you'll remember from the unboxing. I've assembled some of the interior, and I've wired up some of the lighting on the interior, also some of the exterior bits and pieces. I will do a full video on where I'm up to with that in due course, probably after I've done some work on this one. I don't normally have two kits going on at the same time, but there you go, I have. This is the Australian truck. Nothing much has changed. The only thing that's changed is that I've masked it out. That was 10 months ago. I can't believe it's taken that long to get a start. The chassis and the running gear, nothing has changed. I've been looking at it this morning whilst I was thinking about how I'm going to set up to do this video, and I've decided I don't like those chrome fuel tanks. I just don't like them at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really upset myself, and I'm going to try and prise them off the side of the wagon, off the chassis, and I'm going to paint them black. I would much prefer them black, so that's what I'm going to do with them. And it's full of dust. We've moved house, as I say, everything went into storage for some time, and there's been quite a lot of damage on all of the kits that I've packed up. So I've got enough work to keep me going for a year repairing what I've already built. So taking this one apart a little bit, it's not going to hurt that much. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those fuel tanks off and I'm going to paint them black, I think. So that's one decision. I've masked everything out, as you can see, the little bit of masking tape in there. On the beacons at the top, I've masked the back of the cab out. And what else have I done? Because it's been so long and it's been stored, the masking's coming away, as you can see there, so that's got to be fixed up again before I can paint it. The bonnet, everything's ready for paint. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to paint that truck. I'm going to paint it and I'm going to assemble it, and then I'll do a final reveal on that truck, and that'll be that one finished and on display. I've actually bought, I might as well show you while I'm at it here now, for this one, bear with me. As you may remember, I drove this truck, this Western Star. It was an older version of this one, but it's the same thing, basically the same thing, when I lived in Australia many years ago. And I worked on timber, not on logs, on timber, for a timber importer in Sydney. And I had, behind it was a 40-foot trailer, a 40-foot Australian trailer. Can't remember what brand it was probably a British made one, they normally were. But I cannot find a model kit of one from the 70s anywhere. So what I was going to do was buy a 1970s AMT trailer, but they're 1:25, and that just didn't sit right with me, so I didn't do it. I was going to buy, it was going to be a van or a reefer, a fridge, and I was going to cut that down to a flatbed trailer, but I just didn't like the idea of it. So what I've come up with is this, and as you can see, it's a logging trailer. It's a modern logging trailer, and I bought new double wheels for the rear of it. I'm going to turn it into a 40-foot spread over axle trailer. Some of you are as old as me and you'll remember them. In Australia, anybody in Australia will know, instead of having hooks down the side to secure your load, you had a single bar that ran the full length of your trailer. So it'll be equipped with that. At the front, at the front and at the back was a metal frame that went round to help you secure your load and tarp it. Some trailers also had frames that went all the way down the trailer. I'm going to put, I never used them. The company I worked for never used them at all. So we had one at the front sometimes, and most of the time that was thrown in storage in the yard. We only used chains because we were importing heavy bulk timber that mainly came from Oregon in the United States, in America. So that is going to be a project for when I've finished what I've got here, and I've repaired some of the trucks that have been damaged whilst we were during the move. It'll be floorboarded out, and hopefully it will come out looking just like a 1970s Australian trailer. So that's a project for in the future. That one is the next one to be done. I'll disconnect the video camera here and pull that wire out of there. This could go very pear-shaped very quickly. There we go. Now then, as you can see, I have many shelves all the way up to the top there, coming down, trucks with tanks on, desk, as you've just seen. I've got wires going everywhere here. More shelves going up that side there. A brand new desk, which is massively bigger than the desk that I used to have. Whoops, they're going around there. I'll show you the other side. Kitting it out with kitchen units because they're cheap and do exactly what I wanted them to do. There's a London bus that's a project for a future. And brand new stool because the kitchen units have got to be higher up. I have to share the room with the cats. You may be able to see the bag of cats on there. And all the way along the top there. Fantastic, I think it is anyway. It's massively more space than I've had before, and I'm really impressed with it. Don't tell my wife that. So that's all that. Put your back on there. She can probably hear me actually, she's only in the other room. I can't get the camera back on the dude. There we go, it's back on. Okay, I'll plug my monitor in so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Right then, so that's all of that. All my tools are sort of to hand now. I've got drawer units either side of the desk that I'm on, and I'm dead chuffed, like a kid in a playground. Any questions, any comments, please leave them in the boxes below. I apologise for it being such a long time to do an update, and just one little bit before I go. A couple of people have asked me to do a video or a series of videos about the wiring for the trucks. I'm going to do it. I will do it, and I will do it within the next couple of months, and I'll put it on YouTube. Thanks very much for watching. See you again next time. Ta-da!